Hold on, let me slow this down real quick. Let me, let me, let me, let me slow it down. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Godfather Tank D. We are back in here. Listen. So, we gotta, they are so hyped, man. They can't even let me get through the intro. So we got a great show for y'all today, man. It's been a long time since we actually did the show. So it's good to actually, be back on this platform again, having these conversations with you all again. So, of course, I got to give my introduction. First and foremost, it's so great to have him back. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Band Clap, a.k.a. Playboy P, a.k.a. We Are Free Man.
I'm gonna ask you later.
Yo, so the next person I gotta introduce one of my long-term friends. We've been friends for over 2 decades at this point. Yo, y'all give it up for my boy J Cash.
Yo, Ski. What's good? It's your boy Cash. Your girl rolled on. This is I can't wait to get into it with this panel of intelligent African American people in Black History Month, and we gonna do the damn thing.
And last but certainly not least, we got probably the best. I'm not gonna say probably. We have the best hairstylist in Orlando, and I would damn near say in the whole wide country. Listen, give it up for Miss Shalonda Cole.
Hey guys.
Yo, so listen, so today, let me go ahead and get a quick fade real quick. So, today we got we talking about hair in the Black community and the importance of hair. And, one of the things that I wanted to do was talk about the significance of it because, this show is actually going to be a precursor to what we were originally going to talk about, which is, the importance of beauty in relationships. Okay. Now, when it comes to hair is probably the biggest thing for most Black people as far as their physical appearance is concerned. Is one of the biggest determining factors on if you find someone attractive or not, all just based upon their hair. Okay.
Hold on, not mine.
You have hair?
I see what you're getting at, though.
See,
it's true.
So look. So now, with that being said, because it's so important to us, people also like to use hair as a weapon. Okay, unfortunately.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So one of the first stories I want to get into is there is a little girl that unfortunately had her hair cut off by her mother. So let me just show y'all this clip real quick, and then I'm gonna get y'all a response.
Be crying.
I don't care. I told you, stop playing
That
with me.
motherfucker cut my baby hair out of here.
So then,
Look at that
now
shit.
wait.
That shit sad. Hurt
Now
my
wait.
baby feeling.
Now wait.
But you don't hurt the dad. You hurt her feelings. You hurt my baby feelings. My baby sat there for 2 hours. My baby sat there for 2 hours.
Look at that baby.
My baby sitting up out there being crying.
Now notice she was picking up the beads and stuff that she didn't cut out the little girl hair.
Wait,
Can
we acknowledge how funny the daddy is?
Well, we're going to have to talk about the dad. We got to talk about the dad. But let me first read, what the dad said. Okay, so...
Oh, don't shit on him that bad.
So the dad said... Hold on, y'all. Hold on. So the dad said, I snuck up on my kids at daycare because they mama Jalen don't let me see them. And I took my boys to get their hair cut and my baby girl hair did. Look what her mama do just because I got my baby hair did. I'm Gucci, but my baby hurt. But females talk about deadbeats. This is why some... I'm trying not to curse for the sake of the YouTube algorithm, but this is why some N-words say F that S. And I remind you, she also smashed her B-Day cake on her B-Day last year. My girl gonna always hate her in her heart. Daddy gonna get custody soon, baby. hold on for
He
me.
should.
So
As he
that's
should.
what the dad said. Y'all give me
As
y'all
he
thoughts.
should.
Let me go to Shalonda first. What you think?
Okay, first of all, viewing this video, that's child abuse. That is child abuse in every form,
I agree with you.
mentally, physically, in every way. That child can be scarred for the rest of her life. Your hair is your glory. I've had a little girl come into my salon. My hairstyles, by the way, guys. Hi. So, little
Go
baby,
shop with her.
huh?
I said, go shop with her. I was trying, just do your little plug. Trying to get plug.
Okay, you know I have to. So this baby hair was so tangled, right? So it's evident that parents weren't really confident, mixed baby, And I was trying my hardest to not cut her hair because it was literally like in locks. That's how tangled it was. And you know what hurt me inside? That I couldn't get the tangles out. I just couldn't. There was no way around it. And her grandmother was like, you have to just cut it. When I tell you guys, she had the loudest cry I've ever heard. It hurt me. I was crying because that's just how important a little girl's hair is to her. It's her glory. This baby did not want her hair cut. And I'm looking at this video like, that's horrible. You scarred that baby for life because you can't get along with the father of your child. That's horrible.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, the whole reason why she cut the little girl's hair is because she was upset that the dad had went and got the kids out of daycare and got their hair did.
Kids.
So that was the whole reason. Let me go to Mr. Bandclap real quick. What you thinking about it?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of the sentiments that that Miss Shalonda put out. I remember when I was a child, and I think this is something that a lot of us boys do as kids and stuff. We see our dads. What's up, man? I'm doing good. We see our dads and stuff shaving in the bathroom, and and then we pick up the yeah, but I'm great. But yeah, okay. Huh?
Lord, like, yo, who is this dude talking to him? Do we need to roll up on this fool?
I'm like, damn, bro,
See, he over here trying to get cookies and stuff. We try to have a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the way to work, so I'm getting my little snacks and stuff.
Go ahead,
I appreciate
man. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we like working black men out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clap it up for the black man. Hold on, wait. Hold on, I dropped the ball. Hold on, wait a minute. I ain't have my my thing ready. Hold on, let me do it one more time.
And now what I was saying was, when we was little boys and we see our dads in the bathroom shaving and stuff like that, as a kid, I remember one time I went in the bathroom and I was trying to use the razor to cut my hair because I thought that's how I saw my dad do it, and I messed my hair up. But the way my dad taught me a lesson, I had to go to school looking like that. I had to go to school. I had to go to school looking like that, and then he ended up cutting it later. But that sometimes, as boys, sometimes we get punished like that.
You get bullied.
That's how little boys got punished. Like if they got bad grades in school or something like that, and they had these nice braids, they'd be like, look, if you don't get your grades how they supposed to be, I'm gonna cut them braids out your head, and you're gonna have a fade, and it'll make you straighten up.
Now listen, now Rick, hold on, because you do this, to me, okay? So every time me and him are on this show, it's almost like me and him are just virtually tapped in all the time, okay? Now, with that being said, I got another clip for y'all that leans into what Rick was talking about. So y'all check this out.
Like that. Look up in the camera, talk like you did in your other video. Hold you to the chest, report card.
I ain't got an F on my report card.
On what? Every report card, right?
Yes, sir.
An F on every report card. We can give you amount of chances He done had opportunities to get help, got internet at the house, and he still turn around, Tay. Do a spin, 360 spin. Come on.
Oh my God.
Come on. That's how he going to school today since they want to show out. Put your report card up, John. I don't care about you being mad now. You want to get mad and act a fool, I can act one with you. Let me see your report card. He ain't got no good grades, a B, a S. No good grades, N's, U's, F's. This why his haircut like this. Come on, turn around. Turn around.
Oh my God.
Turn around. This what thugs do. You want to be a thug? Huh? You want to get in trouble? It's everybody else's fault why you get in trouble at school, right? Okay. Do good next report card.
All right. So there it is. I know. Listen, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Before you go, Shalana, let me go to Lil Just because I didn't get him to talk about the other one, so I'm gonna let him talk about this one first. So what you think about this? Because you're a father and you got 2 boys, so I know it hit a little bit different for the boys.
You did this on purpose. You a terrible. You a dirty dog. You a real dirty dog. All right, how do I make this? All right, so I think, and this is not just an issue with me. This is an issue with society as well.
It is.
I don't know why that didn't hurt as bad, but I think, and this is the headspace, and I'm trying to. This is the headspace, and I'm trying to like put myself in with this one. There's the explanation for that one was valid. I don't think I would have did what he did, but I mean, he said in the video, how you fail everything. Also, he said he tried, got internet in the house. That means like before he got these grades, that means there was some type of adversity to where the kid had an excuse or a way to kind of explain why he may have been slipping in school. And now you got this dude that, I don't know a situation, probably got the money got his money up to get internet at the crib, give him laptops, give him whatever he need to make sure he's successful. And when your kid bring home grades like that and you do everything that you can to put them in a space where they can succeed, it's kind of like a slap in your face. So, is it wrong cutting his hair? I wouldn't have done that. I probably just would have taken away something materialistic, because everything that discipline is in the hand of me. And
see, the thing about that, you gotta be honest. A lot of these kids, they get their popularity because of the way their hair looks. They get their popularity in school because of the certain Jordans that they got on and a certain hairstyle and a certain clothes that they have on and stuff like that. So the issue is, it's like, yeah, you can take away his PlayStation at home or you can take away his phone, but as long as he still got them name brand shoes and clothes and hairstyle and all that, he's still gonna be looked at as the popular dude in school. So what that father did when he cut his hair, that dude, you can look at that boy and tell that he's probably like a bully in school. He's probably like one of those kids that.
Why? Because he black?
I don't know.
Is it because he black?
Wait a minute. Let me wait on this.
It's like with some kids, you can tell that they use certain things as a leverage. So when you cut his hair and you do him like that, now when he go to school, it's like you're not that dude no more. Like you've been now you've been put down. Now you're put down the hierarchy. Now you're with everybody else. So now that kid is going to learn about humility.
But that's how
now that kid is going to learn about humility.
Yeah. Go ahead, Shalana. What you got?
Okay, listen. I'm a mom. I have one boy, so I'm a boy mom. So looking at that child, I have a different perspective than what you guys have. I'm looking at the video and I just feel like, what's going on behind the scenes? Are you talking to your child? What's going on in the household? Is this child happy? Did something happen to this child where this child is actually crying out for help?
Now that part we
Is there
wouldn't
some
know.
type of there is there some but that's just what I'm saying on why his grades may be that way. Because being honest with children, when they do that, something is going on. There's something going on with that child.
Not
It's not so
necessarily.
much.
I disagree.
Well,
Not necessarily.
sometimes it is peer pressure, trying to be
I'm 50-50.
cool, trying to be cool and trying to show out, and but then you have to think about it. The cutting the hair thing like that and sending his son to school that way, it did prove a point. And the little boy probably never got F's again because he probably got picked at all day in school. So there's a lesson to be learned. There's a lesson to be learned. But at the same time, I just, I have to know a little bit more about the backstory because, you just never know what kids are going through. These kids are peer
Now,
pressure. Peer pressure is a mess with these kids. It's
now
crazy.
there's
It's
a
all about
difference.
social media.
Now there's a difference. There's a difference in both of these videos.
Right.
Because as we see, the reason for the second video was because of the father. The reason for the first video was because of the mom. The reason
You
why
like
the
how I
hair
did
was
that though,
cut
did you?
in the
You
first
like how I did
video
that though, Rick,
was,
did you?
was yeah,
Right.
the first video. So the first video, it was like the dad would be looked at as the savior, and the mom is looked at as the bad guy because
Right.
you can tell the main reason why she cut her hair because when you look at
You can see
when
that
a
anger
man
in her.
yeah, you can. I hate to say this. You see that other beat. You see that handiwork of the other beat. When you see
Yes.
that girl, her looking good. You can. That's not something that you did. You know. So it's kind of like you having a doll, and you got full control over the doll, and then you find out that somebody went and put more clothes on the doll and all this stuff. You're like, no, let me take all that off. But since she couldn't flat out do it, she made something up. Oh, she was
She was
doing this,
salty.
or But
Yeah,
now
she was salty.
the difference. But now the difference between that and the second video was about discipline, which is totally
Discipline.
different.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
It was.
the first video was more about malice.
Abuse. The first
Yes,
video was
yes.
abuse. I'm sorry,
You
that was
can't.
child
You
abuse to
can't.
me.
When there's a relationship between a mother and a father with their child, the way the mother disciplines and the way the father disciplines is always going to be different. It's always going to be different. The mother is always going to be more nurturing, and the father is always going to be more strict. That's just how we parent. That's just how we are as masculine and feminine. So, I understand where Sharonda's coming from because that's how any mother
Shalonda.
would be. But that's the reason why you need a father in the home too, because that strict, that real strict, I don't give a F. That type of attitude that a boy really needs. It's hard. I'm not saying it's impossible. But it is hard for a woman, for a mother to show that type of tough love because there's levels to it.
Yeah, I agree. I do feel like, there definitely is a difference in between both of those videos. I do have two more that I want to get into to show y'all. Now, the first video I'm getting ready to play, I gotta skip around a little bit because the original clip I couldn't find, but this particular YouTuber did a great job kind of explaining it. So I'm not gonna play the whole video, but just some of it, and then get y'all thoughts. All right. So here's the next video here.
Hey you guys, so one of my subbies actually reached out to me because they wanted me to do a story about this woman on Facebook who dyed her daughter's hair blonde, and then after she dyed her hair blonde, she then posted a picture of the girl on Facebook and captioned the photo, "My white girl." So of course a bunch of people are ripping her to shreds, so stay tuned for the rest of my commentary.
And let me just pause there for a second before I get into the whole thing.
Ignorant.
Okay. So
Ignorant as hell.
And notice what her name is. Let me see if I can get it just right. A
bunch of people are ripping her to shreds.
Do y'all peep that her name is Hazel Bowden? I just want y'all to keep that in mind as we're talking about this story, okay? So let me skip ahead real quick and let me get straight to the meat and potatoes of it.
Tennessee. She used to work for McDonald's. I saw on her Facebook that she quit sometime in November. So she has 3 children, and the children are by a man named Scooter the Don. So
Now let me stop right there.
Okay.
Let me stop right
Scooter
there.
out there putting that work in, man. I cop a bag from Scooter, my G.
So
Don't lock that nigga up.
all right, so let's look at the facts of this. So far, we ain't even got 3 minutes into the video, and already we know we got a mother that then dyed her daughter's hair blonde. She's called her little white girl, and then the person that she decided to have children with, his name is Scooter the Don. Let's continue.
So she posts pictures often of her making food, her doing her children's hair. One picture in particular that has the world looking at her like she's psychotic is because she posted a photo of her 3-year-old daughter, who clearly is still a baby. I mean, she's still sucking on a pacifier. She's probably still in Pampers. And she posted a picture with the girl's hair dyed blonde, and then she put the caption, "My white girl."
Now let me pause right there. Now, we have a professional hairstylist on here right now. So let me go straight to you, Shalonda. Now, you have a little girl who appears to still be sucking a pacifier, possibly still in diapers. Do you think this is something that should be done to a little girl at this age?
First of all, on a professional level, no. No, that's horrible. There are so many things that could have went wrong. First of all, hair color, bleach, which is what she did, is everyone can be highly allergic to it. Anyone can. You're supposed to do like a patch test before you even do hair color. And to put it on a 3-year-old's hair to ruin her follicles, it could have burnt her follicles where her hair would have never grown back. And then number 3, she's 3 years old. She's a kid, a child. You're not even giving her the chance to. Oh my God, I'm just so upset about this one because it's just it's horrible.
You can damage somebody's hair like that too, right?
Not just their hair, their follicles up under the dermis of the hair, which is basically like your skin. And had she had left it on long enough, that baby's hair would have never grown back ever in her life, which is alopecia caused by chemicals, which is what a lot of African American women deal with when they're doing relaxers. Bleach and relaxers are on the same level as far as like damaging. So this is just horrible to me. I mean, I would take it to that level. That's just me, but I would have called CPA on her.
So
I would have
now I'm the only girl dad on here right now.
Right.
And as a girl dad, I understand like how important it is for my daughter to, have healthy hair and be able to look and feel beautiful. And for me, I didn't necessarily know that, dyeing someone's hair could cause that much damage. But what I do know is that as a father, I don't think I want my 3-year-old getting her hair dyed and stuff like that so young. I feel like that's not necessary. If anything, I want her to embrace her natural hair more, at that age. In fact, I don't even know if and again, I could change, but as of now, I don't know if I want my daughter getting her hair dyed before she hits teenage years, personally.
Yes, I agree.
So
as a professional, I agree. And the thing it is that, was she high? What was wrong with mom when she did this? What's mom's mind? I'm just being honest. Like, how was she thinking?
Well, the boyfriend is the plug, so she probably was.
The trial.
But this reminds me, there was this movie that I think, and I know I'm just gonna show you the respect that because you're a woman, it's Shalonda. Is it okay?
It's fine.
Like, do you want me to put the miss in front of it? I just want to
you can just say Shalonda, sweetie. It's fine.
Okay, cool. All right, just gotta make sure. So I'm glad I know you probably seen this, but there was like a movie that came out in like 2009 with Chris Rock called Good Hair. And,
it's called Good Hair, one of my favorite movies. Yes.
Yeah, and I remember looking at that and I'm like, wow, it's shocking, like because they do like scans on some girl, like on some of the girls' head.
Yes, they do.
Are used to having like some of these relaxers and perms and all this stuff in there, and and like the marks that it leaves, the scars, like they had some girls on the movie where it actually like permanent hair damage.
Yes,
So they gotta wear
alopecia.
wigs.
Yes,
So
alopecia.
yeah, they
Like the little girl could have had from her mom coloring it. And the sad thing about it is that us as African American women, we're so brainwashed when it comes
right.
to hair. We're so brainwashed. Everything has to be straight. Everything has to be, we don't know how to embrace our natural, who we are. And there's
Hmm.
nothing wrong with that. But in society, it's like you won't be accepted if you don't look this type of way. You know, the long weaves all the way down to the floor, the 40-inch weaves. Like, I don't have a problem with it because I do hair and that's what I have to do. But let's just be real. It's not us. It's not
It
our
ain't.
culture. It's not where we come from, And that's why my basis is more like natural hair. Aaron will tell you that. I'm going to twist you up. I'm going to coil you up. I'm going to lock you up, braid you up, crochet you up. I'm not really big into weaves just because of that. Because like I said, your crown of glory. Wear it, love who you are.
Hmm.
I feel like taking care of your hair is almost hello.
Yes,
Yeah, we hear you.
wear
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I think taking care of your hair is almost kind of like soul food. Taking care of your body. You know, when
It
you really
is.
when you're really serious about putting the right things in your body, you would take that time out and go to the grocery store, get all organic food. Go home, cook.
Get your
Stuff like
elderberries,
that. Yeah, but the thing about it is,
vitamins.
this comes along with the microwave society that we're in, where we want everything quick, 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 quick. Fast food. Fast. Let me just wrap my hair up in a ponytail and put this weave on there, and go out and put this waist trainer in. All this type of stuff. And when this stuff first came out, it was like a temporary fix. In my generation coming up, that was like a temporary fix, but you still took care of your natural hair. You still took care of yourself naturally. But it's like now, you talk to most women now, the main reason why they wear a lot of weave is because they like, yo, like taking care of my natural hair is hard.
It
I
is.
don't have
It
enough
definitely
time to
is.
take care of it.
It is.
All of
The
this stuff.
time. The
And
time is also
and
something.
But aren't there
and the
like
thing about
protective
it, and the thing
hairstyles
about
that
it is,
help
Yeah,
that?
there are
a
protective
lot of our
hairstyles like braids and twists and stuff, but a lot of women don't think they look good in that. See, this is the thing about African American women that I've ran into in this industry. It's like you have some women that they have hair. I have a client that has hair down her back, all natural and beautiful, but she will not wear it. That girl will put a wig over her head so fast or crochet, and I'm looking at her like, I told you to go natural so you can wear your hair. That was the whole purpose of me doing it, so you can wear your hair. Well, Miss Shalonda, I was like, listen, sweetie, embrace your hair, embrace who you are, stop covering your
and
head.
I feel like since women, the media, I know y'all will agree, the media influences and affects women over
Yes, it
everything.
does. Yes, it
You
does in
know,
every
so
way.
so
They
the
do it to
reason
women
the
like
reason
from the jump.
so the main reason why the perm got so popular, the dark and lovely perm got so popular was because of the media commercials and the celebrities that wore
A
it and
form of
all of that stuff.
brainwashing.
You
A
know,
form of
so
brainwashing.
so look at now. Now having pink hair is in, having red hair, blue hair, having orange hair.
Yes.
Because when you see Asian Doll and Nicki Minaj and all of them, you know, uh, they're looked at as like the poster of what you want your hair to be like. And even though Cardi B hair is naturally hers, what you
She
see is
has
is
beautiful
her
hair, but she
natural
would
hair.
never wear it.
But 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 Cardi B doesn't focus. She doesn't focus her image on her hair because she
No, she
knows that
doesn't.
that's a
You
that's
focusing
a
on
sensitive subject.
that.
Well,
Yeah,
Nicki
it's a
Minaj has
sensitive
long hair
subject.
too. All these girls have long hair. Every girl you just named, they have hair down their backs.
Not light skinned
Nicki,
Keisha.
Nicki hair is longer than Cardi B's. I've seen Nicki's natural hair, but the sad thing is that when they are on those platforms that they're on, it's like I can't look this way because this is what my audience like. And
That's fair.
that's why you need the India
And I and I
Iris.
and I,
That's why
I
you
would
need
I
the
would
Jill
say
Scott.
um
That's why you
Nicki
need
Minaj
women like that.
Nicki Minaj, she had a point in her career. I would say this was during the Lemonade era. During the Beyonce Lemonade era, Nicki Minaj
Hold on one
had a
second,
part
Rick.
of
Rick. 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 Hold on one second. I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna let you finish. I got Kanye West. I'm gonna let you finish. But I
okay.
gotta make an announcement real quick. This just happened just now. Okay. I got somebody who decided to hop on in. All right, this is another one of my boys. We've been cool for again like 2 decades or so. So if y'all can, hold on, I'm waiting on him to actually accept the thing. I don't know what's happening right now. So meanwhile, while I'm waiting on him to officially get loaded in, um, when he gets loaded in, then I'm gonna come and I'm gonna introduce him. So go ahead, Rick. Go ahead and finish.
But yeah, I was saying that there was a point in Nicki Minaj's career during the Lemonade era where she went all natural. She took the weave out of her head. She
Yes,
had a
she
natural
did.
head. She had her, and I would say that was the most holistic, most beautiful Nicki Minaj that I've ever seen.
Yes, of course.
And it was only for a small period, and then she
It was
went
only
back
for
to
a
doing
small
her
period of
normal
time
stuff.
because it's the platform, and all these little girls are looking at this, you know. And the thing is that back to the video with the little girl with her putting blonde in her hair. You know what's funny? This is actually quite common, believe it or not, you guys. This is
Really?
common. I found it in this industry that these kids are coloring their hair like at very young ages. I met a little girl that was 6 or 7, and her mom let her put a little long blonde patch in the back of her hair. Now, mind you, I'm like, okay, it's cute, but she's 6. She is 6 years old,
Yeah,
and
and
she
where is she learning that from? And is it
TV,
because of
TV,
is it because,
TV,
and
definitely.
yeah, and is it because it's not just TV. You can have a strong sense of identity to the point where you're like, man, forget what's on TV. I like the way I look.
Right.
But as a child, you have to have a influence to strengthen that. You got to have an influence to strengthen. Oh, I don't care what's on TV. I like the way I look.
I like the way I
You
look, but
know?
I don't think a child should be able to make a decision that way. As a parent, I just feel, as a parent, that's just my views. It's just at a certain age, I feel like you just should not allow your children to get color. But this particular video was just so sad seeing this baby with color in her hair at 3 years old, still with a little pacifier in her mouth, barely could probably barely talk, and she has blonde hair.
And
You
we haven't
know,
even touched on the racist aspect of it, or more so
about
the
her
cultural
as a white
aspect of it.
girl.
But
Yeah.
Justin, ladies and gentlemen, we got Lil J who decided to join us. Give it up for Lil J.
Hi.
Evening, fellas, ladies, fellas.
Hi. How are
You
you
said you weren't
today?
gonna get on, dude.
Yeah, I got the email outside. Like I'm gonna jump on.
Oh shit, we
Hi,
got Big
Jay.
Justin.
Got Big J and
Is
Lil
that
J. Okay.
what
No,
up?
seriously, that's
What
exactly
up,
how it
Big
is
Justin?
too.
Yeah.
Big J,
Look,
Lil
What up,
J.
Big
Okay,
Mr.
I
Yeah.
got it. On
Look,
it.
yeah, Mr. Bad Clap.
It's been a while, Big Justin. What's
Dance,
poppin'?
make her dance.
So look,
But
so
but one more thing, Aaron,
before we
before you start.
go ahead.
One more thing again, I do want to say before we go back into it. Another thing about that video is that do you know what that color, if that had got into the baby's eyes, she would have been blind.
Wow, that's really
That is true.
dangerous.
Yes,
Yeah.
she would have went blind. She would have went blind.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just so
so
sad.
dangerous.
So
So
sad.
so look, so I do want to go back because I want to talk about all these videos again. But I got one more that I want to show y'all, and I want to see how y'all feel about it because again, we kind of want to touch this from a bunch of different angles. Okay, so let me get into this into this last one.
There Hoffmeyer, this is a federal lawsuit now against the school district and 2 school staff members. It's a story in our own backyard that has now attracted international attention. You can't ignore it. We spoke with Jimmy Hoffmeyer and his daughter Journey in the spring after her hair was cut. He laid out that sequence of events and explained why the situation for him was so disturbing.
Did she tell you why she cut your hair?
To make it even.
That's us speaking with 7-year-old Journey in April, after the child's hair was cut not once, but twice. First by a student and then by a staff member in Mount Pleasant Public Schools.
I just don't understand why she thought that a child could make any decisions like that, whether it was straightening it, whether it was cutting it. Why is she touching my child, period, during a COVID pandemic and without permission? I don't understand that.
Jimmy Hoffmeyer says back in March, his daughter's hair was cut on a bus by a student. He took her to a salon to have it fixed, and a few days later, a library staff member at Journey's school cut her hair again. And since that incident, Hoffmeyer has decided to sue in federal court for $1 million, alleging assault and battery, the intentional infliction of emotional distress, and a violation of constitutional rights, plus racial and ethnic discrimination. In April, I asked Hoffmeyer about that last part.
How central do you think it is here? Do you think that the fact that your daughter is both black and white in a predominantly white environment played a role?
See, that is the hardest question to answer, being that I hope that everybody can understand that I really don't know. I honestly don't know. I've been in the school system my whole life. I have experienced some racism, but you always hope that it isn't the case.
Virtually all the stories covering Journey's case across the nation and even internationally mention the fact Journey is both black and white. The lawsuit alleging race played a role. We spoke with Christina Laster, the Director of Policy and Legislation with the National Parents Union, about that issue, as it's become central to the way the story is being covered pretty much everywhere.
It seems that a lot of people feel that the staff member clearly was wrong, but that this wasn't necessarily racially motivated. In fact, Jimmy Hoffmeyer even said he's not sure if race is a factor here. How are you so certain that race is a factor?
And let me just pause here before they get too deep into the race thing. So let me get y'all first reactions. Let me go to Rick first, because I know he's gonna have to go soon. So let me go to Rick first.
Yeah. So with that one, you can tell that it's just a lot of stuff that's not being said. And you can tell how these news organizations are tiptoeing, like they really tiptoeing on the right words to say, and they're what do Tariq call it? They're babbling and filibustering and all of that kind of stuff. And this is Tank, there was this other news story about this black guy. I think he was on the football team or the basketball team.
He was in the team and he had locks.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that one.
And since he lost that game, he had to cut his. They wanted him to cut off his dread.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
So this goes to show you. So this goes to show you that we already up against a lot being melanated kings and queens going to this community schools and public schools and all of this stuff.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, Mr. Band Clap. That's right.
So we already. So this is the thing. We already go through enough as it is to come home and have our mothers looking at us like the scum of the earth because our hair looks a certain way because of a baby mom or ex or another girl in the picture, another guy in the picture. You know, like this goes to show you that, you know, the powers that be already don't like the black image. They already don't like our image anyway.
I'm with you. So hold on one second. I feel you. And I think that you are 100% on the money. Let me go to Lil J real quick. Let me get your thoughts, cause you're new to the panel. You know what I'm saying, and we covered a lot of stories. I know you was kind of following us or whatever while we was live. What
Oh,
do you
I
think
got a
about this?
lot to say.
What you got?
Man.
Firstly, I can really understand relates because my job actually let me start off with that. I'm a preschool teacher,
Wow,
so
I know that.
The world's in
yeah.
great hands.
You guys
So
are crazy. Oh my gosh.
so
Oh
I'm
my.
just from that perspective, they're not what this child does with her hair is none of their business.
Right.
Once it After the first incident of this boy cutting her hair,
The
that should
school
have
should
been
have been
dealt
set on
with.
fire.
But for an actual staff member to go out of her way unwarranted and cut this girl hair, no, that's a lawsuit. At that
So,
point, it's not even
well,
about
well,
it's
hold
not
on. Let
about
me
race. It's
let me add a little bit of context to that. So, to be fair, it wasn't that the staff member just cut her hair randomly.
A little girl
Supposedly,
did
it
it on the
was it
bus.
was one of the students had cut her hair,
On the
and then the
bus.
staff member had asked the little girl if it was okay if she cut the hair so that it was even. The issue that the
nah.
parents have is you shouldn't have took that amongst yourself, and she isn't old enough to make that kind of decision. So for
Right.
you, even though the staff member
That's
asked the little girl, is it okay if I cut your hair to make it even? The parents are basically saying that you don't have the right to ask her that. She doesn't have the authority to make that kind of decision.
and
Agreed.
it,
Yeah, and the
and
thing about
it's
it is, if she
Agreed.
yeah.
was an adult, if she was an adult, she could easily file a case for doing something under duress. Because let's be natural here. This little girl is distraught that this happened to her.
Yes.
So put yourself in the situation. Think about it as a child for a second. This girl is crying. She's like, "Oh my God, my hair!"
All
And
my
then
hair.
so now this teacher, do you want me to cut it? Do you want me to cut it and make it even? And she's like, and she might have said yeah, but it might have been like, I don't care.
Okay,
Or,
like one of those.
And
she's just in distress. So if this
and
was a
that's
legal
fine.
situation where she was an adult, she would be doing it under duress. That's the equivalent of signing a non-disclosure agreement under duress, and that's
I
illegal.
don't necessarily agree, and I'm gonna tell you why. So, if a little boy had cut a little girl's hair, and she was very upset about it, and listen, I want to make sure I go to Shalana next so I can get a female perspective. But I would
Yeah.
assume that if a little boy had did that to the girl, and she was very upset about it, and then she has one of her teachers, whom more than likely she would have some type of trust with. If she was like, well, hey, do you want me to make it even so that you look pretty again or something like that? She probably would have been like, yeah, because it wasn't so much, again, that I don't think and again, I could be completely wrong, but I don't think the little girl was upset that the teacher did it. I think the parents are upset that the teacher did it. I think the little girl was upset that the little boy did it.
Well, yeah, that's
Have
the
have
case.
we heard from the little girl her perspective, or is this the teacher and the parent that we're getting this from?
The only
Right.
Have
thing
we
that the
heard
little
from her?
girl said in the news clip that we just watched was that she they asked her, they was like, well, why did she cut your hair? She just basically said, oh, well, to make it even. And that's all she said. But again, it didn't, at least in my opinion, it didn't come off
My
as
whole
if
thing
she
is
was upset with the
how come
teacher.
the parent didn't know first though?
No, that's the
And
argument.
Yeah.
That's
that's
the
the
whole
point.
point. Because again, even if the little girl was okay with the teacher doing it, she didn't have the authority to
She
make that kind of
overstepped her
decision.
boundaries.
Exactly.
That's the
But
whole
see,
Like
Yeah.
point.
the thing
She
once
about that
overstepped
is
her
like
boundaries.
Like I
Yeah.
know, like whenever you go to like most schools, whenever like a kid has an issue where they scrape or start bleeding or anything like that, yeah, they take them to the school nurse. But normally, within that consultation, they'll call the parents
Yeah, the
because
school
It's
nurse
even
will
though
pro.
call
like
you
that
and
kid
tell
is
you what's
hurting,
going on. It's
And
protocol. It's all
usually,
about
Yeah.
protocol.
Any
and usually
In
any
there's
those
a waiver.
situations, I'm
any
sorry, guys.
And
serious.
usually there's a waiver or something. Oh my God, there's an owl.
Oh
Usually
Lord.
there's
And
a waiver.
you
Usually
talking
there's
about
a
Drake?
waiver or something
But yeah,
Chill.
that
in
you
this
will
whole
sign.
situation, it's protocol.
Yeah.
She did
Like
not follow protocol. She did not follow the rules and the regulations that you have to follow when things like this happen.
once
Now,
that girl, once that girl spoke up and said that this boy cut her hair, at the least, her parents should have been notified that this is what happened on the
exactly, right
bus.
away.
Where the boy
Now,
that cut the hair at on all this?
So
as far as her, the
Send his
teacher,
ass in here.
boy, he was talking
as
about
far
her
as
hair
the
was pretty because her
teacher,
hair was pretty.
as far as the teacher asking the little girl, that you can't just like there's because any child is gonna say yeah because she's gonna feel
Yeah,
embarrassed.
it's a child. My
Like
thing,
I,
in my view, go ahead.
oh no, by all means, go.
My view on it, from coming from a hairstylist standpoint, and her being a little girl, a little princess, I just feel like, okay, for one, the little boy cut some of her hair, but he didn't cut all of it. The picture I seen, the baby hair was technically shaved. So even if you're trying to do something even, why would you cut all her hair off? She cuts all her hair off. You know, and my thing is like to fix something, that's not how you fix it. For one, you're not a professional. And secondly, you're not the parent. So who are
Right.
you to make that choice, you know, with that child? And that's scarring to cut all that baby's hair off like that.
Them
She just
scissors
had
probably weren't
no
even
business.
sterilized neither.
She just had no business making that decision with that child because, you know, that's the whole point when it comes down to like teachers. No offense to the teacher in the room.
Oh
It's
no,
just no offense. It's just a certain way that things should be done, especially when it comes down to people, children. Like you, my child come home and you've done that to my child. Yes, I'm suing the hell out of you.
because
I'm with
even
it.
I'm suing the hell out of you. Yes, I
and
am.
yeah, because
And then he made up
the
another good
parents,
point when he said COVID. So this just recently happened.
Yeah, this was
right?
during the pandemic.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, nah, man, that's
Yeah.
yeah. This little girl got her hair cut twice. The first, none of it was reported. None of it was ran past the parents.
Right.
So they're coming into this situation blind. Like
Even
either
though I
way,
know they don't do, even though I know they don't do corporal punishment no more, I remember you had to sign a waiver to you know to give the principal permission to spank your child, to give the
You
teacher
do.
permission to
don't
spank
you
your
miss those
child. You
days?
had to sign a pink
No, they
slip.
don't. Yeah, that's barbaric. No more.
Yeah, you
But
had to
you're
sign a
right.
pink slip in order to do it.
Yes,
You
you
know,
did.
much less, and that's just the discipline. Much less to touch something that's on them, touch their hair and all that. What?
Because
Yes.
You know,
how old was the
you
little
gotta be
girl?
teaching.
You know what? And then this is the thing also with daycare. And Aaron, you'll learn this if you put your daughter in daycare.
It's
When your
dirty.
kids are in daycare,
It's dirty.
It's
yes, it
dirty.
is. It's
Yeah,
disgusting.
very
It's
thick.
disgusting. But you know what? In daycare, you know they can't touch your children when they're being potty trained.
They
Nope, they
can't.
just
You
They
got to
said
stand there and
cannot touch
monitor
your
them.
children. They can
Yeah,
only stand by the door. They cannot
which
touch
makes
your kids.
wow.
you.
So
Well, it's certain touches like you, especially nowadays with like how the world is.
right.
Yeah, you're not wiping them stuff like that. No, only people, the only children, the only age groups that get actual contact is
Infants.
if they're still in
Infant.
infants or like
Yes.
potty training. Like
Right.
if they're still in pull ups, because even we have like 3, 4 year olds that still sometimes they'll like during that time they'll wet the bed. So we have to
Right.
so we'll give them their clothes and we'll just supervise them. Because even with me,
Exactly. You
like
have to
I'm
supervise them.
with me, I like if I'm like helping out in like the infant room, legally and it's more of a I don't a comfort level for me personally. I can't change babies. I have a son. I can change him all day. But as far as no matter
Other
how
people's
much,
children.
yeah, no matter how much these parents trust me or whatever, I can't change their child because if something comes back, I can get in trouble. Which
Now
leads
let's
like
do
all.
something real quick. Let's do something.
Trouble
So
everywhere, bro.
now we had four stories that we talked about. Okay, we had the first story was about basically a bitter baby mom who cut her daughter's hair because she was mad at her her baby daddy.
Because she
Um,
could pay for it.
we also had
Yeah.
a story.
She was mad because he left her. She
Right,
salty.
right. We also had a story about a dad who cut his son's hair because he was getting bad grades.
Right.
Then we had a story about the mother who bleached her daughter's hair, who was only 3 years old or whatever, and called her the little, her little white girl. And now we have this story about a father suing the school district because a teacher cut his daughter's hair. So again, when I look at these stories, they're all different, but they're all similar because they all revolve around black children and their hair. And they touch on different aspects of it because, again, our first story, we talked about how the mother was taking out, her frustration on her kids, which, that's not cool. Then we had the father that was using it as a form of discipline. And then we had the mother who was bleaching her daughter's hair, which I will argue is a form of self hatred, that
Yes.
she's
Identity
projecting
crisis.
on her
Yes,
daughter.
definitely.
And now we have this situation where, there's this little girl who's essentially being bullied through the use of her hair. So again, they're all completely separate stories, but they all touch on the importance of hair and what it means to us as black people, which is
Right.
why it can be used in all these different ways to do different harm to you. So what do y'all think about that? Let me go to Shalonda first.
I think you're absolutely right because when it comes to the African American community, hair is a really big thing. It's a big factor. Remember, like, one thing I love about our culture is that we can do anything to our hair. We can lock it, we can braid it, we can color it. We can do whatever. We have so many different platforms with hair in the African American community that it's so creative. I love it. That's the reason why I got into this industry because I feel like it's an art. Hair is definitely an art. It's a way to express, your creativity, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
all these platforms, I feel like the reason why they're all just so important when it comes down to self-hate, um, abuse, identity crisis, like he spoke, which is definitely, a thing,
Big thing.
a really big thing. So hair can definitely be used as a weapon when it comes down to our culture. Because you know what, you guys, I've been doing hair for 22 years. And in the Caucasian community, their hair is like glorified. They can color their hair and you're not looked at like, okay, you got green hair, you're a thug. No. Or you got locks, you're a thug. No, they're not looked at like that. But you got an African American male that will decide to have locks and you're a thug, you're gonna kill someone. Let's shoot him down. You know what I mean? Or you got this particular look. It's just so many bad stigmas
Yo,
when it
hold on.
comes to
Whose music is that playing? Hold on, let me.
That's Rick.
I'm not mad at it though.
Yeah,
I was
Hold on.
Listen.
Hold on. Let me. Hold on. Look, I'm gonna have to mute my boy, man. He's trying to get a brother flag.
On walking
Hold on,
past,
let the verse finish, man.
it should be going now. Is it still going? It should be going.
Nah, it's gone
It's
now.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was walking past this bar.
I guess they town was OP.
Right. Exactly. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shalana. You was still talking.
Yeah, so with every video that I seen, you could take something from each video. The first video, I seen child abuse. The second video I seen, it was a disciplinary act. It was a father trying to teach his son a lesson. It wasn't so bad, but it was still kind of like coming from me being a mommy, I wouldn't have done it. That's just me. I'm a mommy. You know what I mean? Like, I would have never sent my son to school like that. I would have done something different.
Yeah,
But
that
no,
that
I'm
that
a
was horrible.
female. So the third one was just horrific. I'm sorry. The third one was just wow. I can't believe it. Because as I stated before, the little girl had that bleach got in her eyes. She would have went blind because of the chemical behind that hair color. And you know, you're up here doing this saying my white girl, what you mean by that? Like, what
Yeah,
do you
and
mean
you
by
know,
that? Like,
little kids they don't be staying still and stuff like that like they supposed to.
yes,
Not at
yes.
all. Especially
And
not
the
mine.
yes, and the fourth one was just basically I feel like a teacher just overstepping her boundaries and not going by protocol, not doing what you do when it comes down to a child. You made a decision based on a little girl telling you, yeah, you can cut it, and it's a baby, and you're an adult, you know, so you can't do stuff like that. So that's my whole aspect on everything.
All right, let me go to Lil J. What's your thoughts on it?
Man, see that? Okay, the first video, yeah, that was uncalled for.
Horrible.
If she felt that strongly, she could have just been like, "Hey, don't take my kids out of school for whatever reason." But to punish the little girl because the dad wanted to do something nice for his kids, yeah, that's messed up. Now, oh boy, with the George Jefferson, it was discipline, yeah, but that's some discipline where you got to do that during the summer because
During
yeah,
spring break.
yeah, like
Yeah, so you
yeah,
gonna get bullied in school.
yeah, you want your child not to misbehave in school, and he acting up, so he's going, you want to look like a clown in front of your friends,
Yeah, you
then
want
I'm
him
gonna
to
give
be
you the hairstyle.
bullied. Right.
But some folks don't view it like that. Some folks gonna be like this.
I
That's it. In a sense, it is a form of child abuse because like you got to think about the backlash that's coming from
right.
all these kids like going in. Because I remember the stuff that you know
Children
that we
are
used to
hard,
deal with going.
man. Kids are
And
hard.
nowadays, these kids is ruthless.
They harsh.
I'm gonna just tell you like this: if I went to school and I saw a kid walking down the hallway with a whole
Let me hear
cul-de-sac on his head,
it.
it is
He
over.
better
It's
remember
over
that
for
table.
roast them.
It
You
is
Remember
gonna
that
roast
table
over.
them.
in the
The
lunchroom that
whole
you used to
You
cul-de-sac
avoid.
gonna
thing.
roast them, bruh. That's what's gonna happen.
But as far as using hair as like a way to, because my preschool is part of a church, and our pastor is a very, very nice man, but he's white. When I first started working here, it was me and another guy, another black guy. Both of us have locks. We did our job, but you could tell it was an issue because it was more there was more notice on my hair and the upkeep of my hair
Oh
than
wow.
my actual work.
Oh.
Yeah,
That
because
is
you got some
crazy.
dread.
So it's
I
like, oh
told
well,
you,
so
judging who are you,
so
where
it's
do you
like,
come
uh,
from?
oh yeah, we like so they would make comments, and then I would have to hear from management. Say, oh yeah, well you should like go get your hair done this weekend, or yada yada yada. But it's
What?
because they feel this because like they may see it. They
Yeah.
won't say it. They won't come directly
What?
into you and say it. They'll go out of their way.
Yo, yo,
You
So
so
gotta
I'm
it's
tell
about
like,
them
to
white
go.
people go put some
Wow.
lotion on.
Hold on, I think
Yeah,
I
I'm about
think
to go
Ricky
in this
gonna get
job.
out.
Yeah, I'm about to go in this job. I just want to say this one thing. Even taking it back to the Bible, we've read about Samson, how Samson was this warrior, You know, he was this child of God, and his power came from his hair.
His hair.
You know, we understand when you take hair, when you take the A and replace it with an E, you got heir. You know, heir to the throne. You know, stuff like that. Like our hair is one of our main identifiers of who we truly are as a people. You know, as a race. And you know, going into any situation, whether it's school, whether it's daycare, whether it's a job, you know, that's owned by the powers that be, you always gonna be in a situation that you gotta assimilate, and you gotta assimilate to the white standard. Because I hate to say it, but the white standard is what's looked at as the proper professional standard. Until we get to that point where we're creating our own businesses and employing each other.
Entrepreneurship. That's why I'm always pushing
so,
that.
So when it comes to the situation with the guy, with the little boy, you know, he's gonna take this and he's gonna learn more about what's on the inside. You know, developing that, because what's on the outside can fade away.
Right.
The issue is with the women, with the little girls. Every single video that you showed me about the little girl, it was an innocent thing. Like, she didn't do nothing wrong. It was like she was caught up in the crossfire, whether it was because of the baby mama, you know, the baby mama mad at the baby daddy, you know, whether it was a little boy or little girl at school being insecure, so she cut her hair, you know, or you know, the other situation, you know, and when you look at when you scale back the self-hatred, you know, stuff that you see in our women, when you talk to them, because that's what I do. I give readings, I give consultations. So I talk to beautiful women all the time. And it's always, you know, when it comes to that hair, it's always a sensitive subject.
It's sacred. It's very sensitive.
And a lot of times, the reason why they may hate their hair, it always has something to do with their mom.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
It always got something to do with their mom.
Yes.
And the peer pressure from school. And when they went home, they didn't have no type of reassurance that your natural hair is beautiful. Your natural hair is your crown. See, as men, as boys, we learn this at an early age about fading, you know, having the right barber, you know, all that type of stuff. But when it comes to women, doing a little girl's hair, you know, with the beautician and the hairstylist, you know, a lot of us, you know, we can't afford that. We can't afford a good hairstylist a lot of times. You know, that's why we always revert to the grandmama. And then look at our society now. We don't have grandmamas like we used to. You know, so what's the microwave way? The perm. What's the microwave way? The relaxer. What's the microwave way? Put a weave in. You know, there's a million tutorials about how to install a wig, but it's hard to find tutorials about how to upkeep your natural hair.
Under it, yes. Look at you.
Know?
You're absolutely right.
Yo, there go Rick hitting him with it.
Okay.
You know, I got to hit someone from that hot fire before I go to work, but
preach,
you know,
preach on.
I wanna add my plug, www.bandclaptv.com. That's where you'll find everything Bandclap TV, my DJ services, my readings, my consultations, my music, and my videos. www.bandclaptv.com. That is my website. I'm so happy to announce it because I've been working on this for like 2 years.
Yo, y'all give it up for Mr. Bandclap.
Give it up for Bandclap.
I appreciate y'all for having me on. Y'all
Absolutely,
have a good show.
man. Anytime.
Good night. Good evening.
Yeah, we're going, man.
So let me go to you, Cash. Like, we haven't really heard from you enough. Like, I want to know what you think about these topics that we were talking about.
You been quiet, Cash.
I have not been that quiet. Anyway,
you have been uncharacteristically quiet.
Yes,
no, but I got lots of stuff I got to manage behind me. You know, I got 2 Rugrats. I got a dog that just been neutered. I feel terrible. I just chopped this man's nuts off, and I feel like I'm not pro-choice anymore. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm part of the left right now.
You a horrible person. I want you
I'm
to
a
know that.
horrible
Oh
person.
no.
I cried, bro. Anyway, uh, but yeah, just to echo what everybody else said, is all of these videos really it highlights how important hair is to us. Me as an African American male that has a fade in my 30s, well, creeping into my 30s, I'm holding on to it. I don't want to let that go because that's my pride. I like going to the barbershop, shooting the you know what I mean, chilling, politic, and talking to the game. And I know, well, talking about the game, but I
Yeah.
know when it comes to women, it's a hassle, but it's therapeutic.
Shop talk. Yes, it is
Yeah,
very,
shop
very
talk,
therapeutic.
it's like, women, all women are beautiful. All women should be made to feel like they're beautiful every single day. And you can be in a relationship with one and tell her that. But you telling her that will not mean nothing to her if she don't feel that way. And as soon
Right.
as she hop out that salon chair, that's when she feel that way. And the fact that all of the, especially
I
with
do
the little girls,
Okay.
like the
Yes.
fact that their hair is used as instruments of heartache and pain and negativity and bullying and all of this stuff. It just
Right.
highlights how we need to take care of it. And prior generations, going back before grandmama and them, or during grandmama and them,
Right.
you couldn't really blame lots of things that we did because lots of, you look at pictures of some black women back in the 50s and 60s and they got perms and relaxers because that's the image that's the only image they saw.
Yes.
And
To have
and
their
now
hair straight.
right, it's like we're fighting two different battles. We're fighting the battles based off of what grandmama and them passed on to us and this newfound black excellence. And we're trying to find that happy medium, and I think videos like that just kind of highlight like how twisted it can be, how we understand how powerful it is, but we know like cutting it drains us, it makes us cry, it makes us depressed, it makes you look different, feel different. So I feel like people really need to wake up, and as far as like disciplinary actions with bruh and his two sons, hey, they need to get their grades up.
Yes, they do. I mean,
You
but
know,
I couldn't have. I don't know if I would have did it that way, like I told you guys, because I'm a mom. There's different ways to do it, but I don't know these kids. Maybe like the other guy said that it's like when
one
it
of them
comes
might.
to when it comes to like looking good, the Jordans and all that stuff, and the image is a big thing for these kids, then maybe
Mhm.
that's the way to kind of break them down to get them like, hey, it's not about your image anymore. So you have no choice but to focus on your grades and get your schoolwork done. So it
Yeah.
depends on what type of children they are too.
And I feel like now, and it's a great opportunity being the fact that me personally, I'm conversing with a room with adults that have kids. Is like I don't know if if I have the oldest. Well, Shalana, you said you probably have your kids are probably older than
I
mine.
think I do. Yes, my oldest is 22.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Well,
Yeah, you're right.
okay.
I got
Aaron
6.
always tell me. Aaron always looking at me like, "Are you a leprechaun?"
Nah, listen. So I know we're not doing video today, and ordinarily I normally have pictures of everybody on the panel. But I just didn't do that this time. But Shalonda looks amazing.
Oh
So
my
like if y'all were
god!
to see how
Thank
she
you.
looks, she really do look like she's only like maybe like 32.
I believe it.
Oh, thank you, Aaron.
I believe it.
I believe it.
Thank
If he say it, I
you.
believe
But you
it.
know what they say about
Oh,
black. You know what I mean? Y'all know what
thank
it
you,
is.
Aaron.
Don't crack it all, bro.
Black,
Yeah,
Don't.
black don't
black
crack.
though, but white age like mayonnaise.
Yeah, I say old bread.
Like spoiled milk
Oh God!
ruining my meal.
All right, let's not go there. Let's not go there.
Oh
Look,
yeah,
Yeah, we still need sponsors, man.
yeah, man. So,
Like, what you talking about?
So- so-
oh gosh.
okay,
But
so
yeah,
look, so we're getting closer to that 2 hour mark. So we're getting ready to end the live stream here. So before I close out, does anybody have any final remarks they would like to say? And if so, let me go ahead and go in order. You see how I asked the question, but I'm really not waiting for an answer. I'm about to just, like make it happen. So I'm gonna start with
Good stuff.
let me start with you, Jay. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Lil Jay. You tell people where they can find you at, and any closing thoughts that you got.
Closing thoughts. Just if you first off, if your baby mama is crazy, talk to her. If it's okay to be a hard working father and just being a non-stereotypical black man that wants to be there for your kids and treat them right. But if you know your baby mama is crazy,
why I gotta just be the baby mama?
just oh no, it's some baby daddies out there.
Too now.
But it's just if you gonna do something, especially like something like that, converse with your kids. As far as discipline, if you got there's a limit. Like if you want to teach a child a lesson, if if all you ask them is make good grades, act right in school,
That ain't
do
asking
your
a lot
chores.
for real.
That's really not.
That really ain't. That's all you got to worry about as a kid.
Yeah, that's your job.
But they're trying to live a life that they see, from TV and
Yeah,
rap
social
artists and
media.
stuff that they don't deal with on stuff that we like even for sure we didn't really go through. Like we had our issues and our hard times, but it was never like that crazy to where we were just out here running, doing whatever. So yeah, you want to teach them a lesson, but like you also got to think nowadays, like kids thrive off of how others, look at them, how they value themselves and how other people value them. So it's not something that you want to like feed into because they gotta be comfortable with themselves no matter how they look. But they gotta be presentable.
Word.
Like simple as
Yeah.
that.
So
They gotta be presentable.
where can people find you at?
Let's see. Find me on Facebook, Justin Morgan. Get that IG, Kid Spawn 74. Everything's Kid Spawn 74. Justin Morgan, Lil J Breeze Don, aka Fluffy J.
AKA Kid Spawn. Y'all give it up for him.
Y'all a mess.
All right, let me go to you, Cash. Any closing
Word.
thoughts, and where can people find you at?
All right, I made it simple. You can find me at the right there on the screen. That's why I did that. Closing thoughts though. To everybody on the panel, you know what I mean? All of y'all are black. So I just want to say you have kids, love your kids, teach and raise your kids because they are the future. There's way too much trauma in our community.
Right.
That we are not dealing with, that
That's
we are
real.
still trying to struggle how to
Yes.
cope with and how to really like how to decleanse. What's the word I'm looking for?
How to purify it, how to get rid of it, how to cleanse it.
Yes.
How to
Yes.
cleanse and break generational curses.
Right.
Ooh.
All of that stuff. So you know what I mean? Take care of your youngins because they will create the infrastructure that we live in.
Yo, y'all give it up for my boy Jay Cash.
Yes, sir.
All right, and last but certainly not least, let me pass it over to Shalana Cole. Closing thoughts, and where can people find you at?
First of all, I would like to say thank you to everyone that joined in on this panel.
Yeah.
I loved it. It's definitely my topic because that's what I do as a professional. And I would just like to say, just like Jay said, when it comes down to who we are as a people, as a culture, we really need to make sure that we are not abusing each other because we're taught that so much. And hair is a very big factor in our community. So I need for us to educate each other on what we're doing, because there's just too much trauma going on in society when it comes down to our culture with everything, whether it's from hair to the way we look, the way we dress, everything. And we are such an accepting culture. That's one thing. Don't you guys notice that about our culture? We're so
Black people
accepting.
love people.
Yeah, we
So
love people.
accepting.
We
Even
love
in our
everybody.
culture, we are so accepting.
And we love people to our detriment.
Right, but we're not right. And we're
People
not
don't love
as
us like that.
accepted. Yeah, we're not as accepted. So I need for us as a people to get a lot better when it comes down to loving on each other. Let's love on each other. Let's stop all this self-hate. And the main one that broke my heart, honestly, was the first one. That broke my heart.
That's a family dynamic.
The
That's
first one.
messed
That
up.
that,
That's
that
totally
hurt me
twisted.
because I've actually seen that before. And to our sisters out there, our queens, the whole stigma with being the angry Black woman. Break that. Break that cycle. Our kings, they deserve to be treated very, very well. When a Black man walks out the door, he already has the world on his shoulders. So don't break him down. Build him up. That's my word for the night.
That's it. And where can people find you at?
So you can find me. My name is Shalonda, but I am also known as Hair Movement. That is my business name. I'm on IG, Hair Movement, Snapchat, Hair Movement, and also Facebook. So that's my whole platform is Hair Movement. You can check me out. My number is 407-953-1558. Call me, make an appointment. I'm a natural hair care specialist, and I look forward to seeing some of you. I do locks, braids, everything. Anything pertaining to natural hair.
Yo, y'all give it up for Shalonda Cole. Y'all give it up for. And by the way, to some of the thirsty dudes that may be on here, don't just be calling her just to be calling her. Let's not do that. I know how some of you niggas think. You know what I'm saying? I already know what it is. Okay.
So correct.
Correct.
So listen. So we getting ready to close out.
You got baby mamas.
Yeah.
That's gonna mess up your hair.
You gotta let me get through the closing. You gotta let me get through the closing. So look. So again, I want to appreciate everyone. I'm really grateful. Just give it up for everybody that was on the panel today. You know what I'm saying? It really did mean a lot to me. This was a great conversation. This is just one of many. We're definitely going to build on this particular conversation. And before I close out, I'm about to kind of do something a little bit different. So I'm going to leave y'all with some questions that's going to kind of gear you towards where we might be going in the next show. So the first one is going to be, have Black women been indoctrinated to look like trans women? Oh. And the next question is going to be, hold on, wait, hold on, see, hold on, wait, hold on, see, look, because they not trying to let me get through the closing, y'all. I'm trying to get through it. Okay, so I'm gonna say the question again. Have Black women been indoctrinated to look like trans women? And my second question is, do big girls deserve love too, y'all? So look, we got a great show for y'all coming up. I look forward to doing this again. Make sure you listen. You need to ask yourself one question, just one question, and that is: did you like? Did you share? And did you subscribe? Okay. So that's my only thing I got for y'all, ladies and gentlemen. I've been the Godfather Tank D. I've been your host for the day. Y'all have a great evening. I'm out of here.
It's cul-de-sacs.
Yeah.
That's my closing. The Doski Woskis and the Peasky Wheeskies.